Hey guys, welcome to the Gun Shop with me, John. Today we're going to be looking at this Caesar Guerini Impact, but more importantly, what this adjustable rib actually does. So we've got a big bit of card and we're going to adjust it. It's a real simple one, Allen key in the front, up and down. It is currently at its most upwardly adjustment. We're going to shoot it and then we're going to take it to its most downwardly adjustment and shoot it and see what variation we get. Let's go. So we're going to be shooting out of our top barrel today, which has got a improved modified choke or 3/4 choke in with some whole super fast 27 gram 7.5 fibers. We're going to be shooting at the left hand edge of the target a couple of inches in so we can get as much use out of this paper as humanly possible, seeing as I've run out of pattern plates. But it being such a glorious May day, I thought we'd come on out, give this a test. For this test, I'm going to be lining up the two beads, figure of 8ing, okay? Gun is clearly empty. Let me adjust it all the way down and then we'll go and compare the two together. All right, lowest position. I think it looks cooler in the lowest position. I don't know if that counts for anything. Top barrel again. Same sight picture, a couple of inches in from the right hand edge. Let's go have a look at the results. So, as we can see, if we draw lines around here, give you a nice accurate picture. We're looking very much a 50-50 split over the line with this, and very much more an 80-20, probably 85 to 15% split. That probably, you could discount that, it's not that much shot in the bottom. A almost entirely upwardly 90-10 pattern there. Very high shooting, very, very flat shooting. What we're going to do, for the sake of science, before we draw any conclusions, is we're going to step right back to 40 yards and perform the same test over the same circles. Let's go. 40 yards, as high as this rib will point, so shooting at the right hand edge of that target. Figure 8 sight picture. Put that away and adjust this rib all the way up. Rib adjusted, left hand side of the board. Let's go. I'm afraid I did pull that up ever so slightly. So looking at this left hand target, we had about a 50-50 split, probably 55 high and 45 low split. And that was on the highest setting of this rib. If you then take in our extras, it's actually a very balanced pattern. Here we have our 80-20 pattern, and actually what this has continued to do has continued to rise because it is such an aggressively high shooting setup when this rib is pushed all the way down. And as such, it's really stayed probably more than 90-10. That shot is now almost above the line. There's only 2 extra bits of shot below the center of our bottom line on the last one. So what can we conclude from the adjustable rib test? Firstly, is that it makes a lot of difference, a huge amount of difference. If you hadn't pattern tested your gun and didn't know how this rib was set up and how it was supposed to shoot, and you came out and you were trying to shoot everything through the line, you'd be shooting it with just the bottom portion of your pattern. And so on and so forth. If you're expecting your gun to shoot high and it was shooting bang on, you'd just be confused. Go and pattern test your guns, and if you do have one of these, it's worth setting up. It's not worth just sort of guessing and hoping. Where I'd have it, I'd probably aim for more of a 70-30 pattern personally. And so before we're finished, I'm going to plug one little last shot just into the center on the setting that I would have this rib on. For those of you who are wondering, I'm on 3 notches. So this is on the 3rd notch, and this is a 70-30 split. It's 1 pen below and 2 pens above, so 2/3 above, 1/3 below. Although the pattern's sort of gone a bit wider than I probably would have liked. That in my head is perfect. Always aiming below the clay, keeps it in your sight pattern the whole time. And if the clay was there and I was aiming through the line just below it, well, it'd be dust, wouldn't it? The beauty of adjustable ribs is that you can set them up for yourselves. And when you've got it with the adjustable comb on the back with something like this or a Beretta multi-target, it just allows you to set that gun up perfectly for you. The thing that you then have to do really is get a big pot of Araldite, pour it in all the gaps so that you don't adjust it. Spend the time setting them up and leave it like that. Of course, if you're trying to use this as a multidisciplinary gun, then it's probably not a bad thing that you don't do that. I'm talking mental erudite. If any of you come to me and complain that you've left erudite oil in your guns and now it's stuck and written off, well, firstly, that's your fault, but secondly, don't do that. That'd be really bad. It's mental erudite. Resisting the urge to fiddle. Yes, gun fit changes. Yes, gun fit needs changes and gun needs change. What you require out of your gun and the setup you want might change. However, it doesn't change on a weekly basis. I'd like to think with an adjustable gun, go back to the drawing board sort of every 6 months. You might have put on a pound, you might have lost a pound, you might have had a bad back, you might have done something different, you might be shooting differently in the winter than the summer, different clothes, and you can set it up differently. Apart from that, adjustable ribs. Pretty cool.